Today I will show you how I make OutRun in Excel. Everyone knows Excel as a tool for numbers, rows, columns, formulas. You type something and Excel calculates it. But Excel doesn't move, it doesn't listen to your keyboard, and it definitely isn't made for games. So how is this possible? The answer is VBA. VBA lets Excel run logic over time, react to key presses, and control objects on the screen. At that point, Excel stops being just a spreadsheet. It becomes a very strange, very limited game engine. There are many versions of OutRun: arcade, Genesis, PC, smooth graphics, huge resolutions, but I didn't choose those. I chose the Game Gear version because it's small, really small. The Game Gear runs at 160 by 144 pixels. That's lower than most phone icons, and that makes it perfect for Excel. Before we go into the full walkthrough, if you're a fan of classic arcade racing games, I'm also working on a Super Monaco GP inspired game called Formula 2.5. It's already on Steam and open for wishlist. You can find the link in the description or bio. Alright, let's get back to the walkthrough. The very first thing I need to do after opening Excel is define the screen for the game. The original OutRun Game Gear version runs at about 160 by 144 pixels. But in Excel, each cell is basically 1 pixel, so using the full resolution would mean over 23,000 cells. That's far too heavy for Excel. Instead, I'm running the game at half resolution, about 81 by 72 cells. That cuts the workload down by 4 times. And for a game like OutRun, where shapes are simple, colors are flat, and motion matters more than detail, half resolution still works surprisingly well. So the first step is setting a fixed grid, turning rows and columns into pixels. Once the screen exists, the question becomes, how do you make it move? That's where CH2 comes in. CH2 is just a looping number, but conditional formatting turns that number into motion. Different CH2 values activate different color bands, so the background appears to scroll forward like a fake 2.5D road made from spreadsheets. OutRun has many stages: Devil's Canyon, Inner City, Mountainside. But if you ask most people what OutRun looks like, this is the image they remember. Coconut beach, blue sky, palm trees, a straight road disappearing into the horizon. And that's exactly why I chose it. It's the most iconic background and the easiest one to translate into Excel cells and colors. After the background was working, the next step was obvious: the car. Normally, I just draw a sprite in another program and import it into Excel. So instead, I used Excel itself to build the car: shapes, cells, alignment tools. If this was going to be an Excel game, I wanted the car to be real Excel too. After the car sprite was finished, the next question was simple: how do I make it move? Excel doesn't have player input, so the first thing I needed was a way to listen to the keyboard. Using VBA, I can detect whether the A or D key is being held down. Instead of moving the car directly, I convert that input into a number stored in cell CH3. When I hold A, the value in CH3 slowly decreases. When I hold D, it increases. If I release the key, the value stays exactly where it is, so the car isn't following the keyboard, the car is following a cell value, and the keyboard only changes the number inside that cell. After the road, the car, and blue sky background, the world still felt empty, so I looked closely at the original OutRun, and I noticed something simple, but very clever. The coconut trees aren't just repeating sprites. There are 4 sizes, from very small in the distance to large ones close to the camera. Each tree size is its own sprite. Excel doesn't scale smoothly, so I treat each size as a separate object. Sprites alone don't make a game, systems do. To fake distance, I use another looping number, CH4. CH4 doesn't control position. It controls which tree is visible. CH4 runs from 1 to 20 over and over again. That range is split into 4 equal sections. When CH4 is small, the smallest far trees appear on the left side of the road. As the number increases, larger trees replace them. Trees on the right don't change at the same time, they follow the left side a few steps later. After finishing the coconut trees, the road finally felt alive. But OutRun isn't just about scenery, it needs traffic. In the original game, there are many different AI cars, but the most recognizable one is that blue sports car, the one everyone remembers. Just like the trees, the bot car isn't a single sprite. It has 4 versions, from very small in the distance to large and close to the player. After the sprites were done, I needed a system to control the bot car, so I used two numbers, CH5 and CH6. CH5 is basically the distance timer. When CH5 is small, the bot car is far away. As CH5 gets bigger, the bot car moves through its stages, getting closer and closer to the player. And instead of smoothly scaling, I swapped between different bot sprites over time. Then CH6 adds variation. CH6 is a random value that decides which side the car appears on. If CH6 is 1, the bot car spawns on the left lane. If CH6 is 4, it spawns on the right lane. So CH5 controls how close it is, and CH6 controls where it shows up. At this point, the game is actually playable. You can drive, traffic appears, and the world moves forward. But it's still far from being a complete OutRun game. And honestly, that's kind of the point. This project isn't about perfectly recreating OutRun. It's about seeing how far you can push Excel when you stop treating it like a spreadsheet. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you're interested in my other game project, Formula 2.5, you can check out the Steam page and download the demo from the link in the bio.